What's going on, everybody? GemMint here. Happy Cinco de Mayo, happy Revenge of the 5th, and happy new comic book day. You guys know how we do it every week. We're going to go through today's new comic books as spoiler-free as possible. Last week was a great week, and although this was another big week of comics, it was kind of lackluster, so bear with me as we go through these. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video, and if you're enjoying these, hit the like. We are giving away a Spider-Man premium format exclusive statue by Sideshow once we hit 125,000 subscribers. Stay tuned to the end of the video for details on how to enter and for my pick of the week. Lastly, got to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, CheapGraphicNovels.com. They're the guys that sell the Omnibus, Absolute, Deluxe editions, and other collected editions up to 50% off cover price with immaculate packaging, super fast shipping, and great customer service. They also have a bargain bin where you can get titles up to 90% off. If you mention this channel in the memo at checkout for your first order, your next order will have free shipping if you're in the United States. Alright guys, let's start off with what I read digitally from Image Comics, and there's only one book. It's Nocterra issue 3 by Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel, and Tomei Mori. I really like Nocterra. It's a great series. They're kind of ending that first arc with our main character trying to drive this grandpa and his granddaughter to this salvation of an area in this big PM all dark planet. Kind of very Kevin Costner Waterworld type of trope. But I like how the story's progressing. They're getting more deeper into the shades, what the humans turn into from too much exposure to the darkness. So definitely an interesting story. Great artwork. It really has like an Image 90s vibe to it, like the big extreme type of art, the great coloring, and interesting story. All right, sticking with Image, we're going to go Image Skybound with Robert Kirkman's Firepower, issue 11. He's joined by Chris Samney with Matt Wilson and Russ Wooten. Now, I don't know if I missed issue 10 somewhere or what, but I read the synopsis or what previously happened to get caught up. Now, Firepower reads very fast-paced. Basically, this issue was just one battle with our main character, Owen, kind of switching sides to the Scorched Earth clan and explaining to his old temple why he made that switch and why they're all fighting for the wrong reason. But it's an epic type of martial arts-esque book. Firepower, literally throwing fireballs straight, Street Fighter style, and just a fun action-packed issue. Moving over to Dynamite, you know I have to cop that Invincible Red Sonja issue 1. This is by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti and art by Moritat. Is that how you say it? So I had to pick this up. This is actually the cover B. My LCS just threw it in the bag, but this was also the same title that my daughter had her first exclusive variant for, which should be coming out shortly. So I wanted to pick it up to read the story, and I thought it was fun. It was just kind of like a fun story of Red Sonja kind of being a work-for-hire mercenary. She's with these pirate-type characters who end up capturing this royalty, this princess who gets away, and then later on in the story, Red Sonja ends up working for her. It's kind of risque. There's kind of a lot of tongue-in-cheek moments, but I thought it was just a fun issue. It kind of has some raunchiness the way they draw the female characters and with the dialogue between them, so just a fun issue. All right, moving over to Dark Horse, we're still rocking with God of War. This is issue 3 of Fallen God. This is by Chris Robertson, Tony Parker, and Dave Raposa. So this issue kind of played out like a big epic boss scene from one of the video games. Kratos going up against this huge monster creature. He's reluctantly saving this town. He doesn't want to be their savior, but he tries to get away, and these big bad guys keep bringing him back. And after he defeats the one big monster, there's an even bigger monster, which is the end of the issue. Also a very fast-paced, just action-packed issue that read really quickly, and it left me wanting more. All right, guys, jumping over to DC, we have the Sensational Wonder Woman. This is issue 3. It has 2 stories in it, so you have Duran, Wong, Carlini, Baron, and Angelini. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is the anthology series where every issue just has different Wonder Woman stories. This was kind of a pass for me. I don't think you guys should pick this up unless you're huge Wonder Woman fans. The first story is basically this fashion editor type person who's shooting a scene on the beach, sees Wonder Woman, is just interested on all the fashion aspects of her, tries to step to her about branding and licensing and all this stuff. That was the main story. I can't even remember the backup story, to be honest with you. I read both, but I can't remember it. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to continue with Sensational Wonder Woman. I'm just not into these one-shot type of books. Even with like the black, white, and blood stuff, I'm kind of dropping those as well. So, all right, then we have Man-Bat. This is issue 4 of 5, so we're almost at the end of this miniseries, and this one's titled Man-Bat vs. Batman. It's by Will Goes, Kumar, and Ferraro Jr., And it very much was more of a Batman-focused issue. Sure, you have Scarecrow, who's got Man-Bat and his wife in prison. He has them tricked into thinking that they're working on something together as regular scientists. She sees him as his human counterpart, but he's really this beast the whole time, and they're working on this sonic blast thing for Scarecrow. Batman gets involved. He's doing his detective thing, and it felt like something more out of Batman the Animated Series, how it was just focused a little bit more on Batman, and Man-Bat was kind of like not really in the background, but wasn't as much in the foreground as the prior 3 issues. But it was a fun issue nonetheless. All right, then we have the next Batman, Second Son, issue 2. This is by Ridley, Foreman, Morales, Livesey, and Locus. Kind of same critiques as I had with the last issue. It's just not interesting. All the Fox family dramas, like, I just don't care. You got Luke Fox as Batwing, and I don't think he even realizes that Tim Fox, aka Jace Fox, is the next Batman. He doesn't even show up as Batman in this issue whatsoever. You just have some Batwing stuff. So I don't know, it's kind of boring, uninteresting kind of story. It's only a 4-issue miniseries. But I'm trying to remember if they hinted at the Peacemaker 1 character in this. No, I think that was Batman. We'll get to that when we talk about the main Batman title. All right, then we have Crime Syndicate, issue 3 of 6. This is by Schmidt, McCohen, Hitch, Vines, Olaf, and Sinclair. I really dig this, man. This is basically the Crime Syndicate versus Starros. And anytime you have Starros in a modern story, they just really nail it. I feel like they did it during Death Metal in the Justice League title. Now they're doing it here again. And kind of showing how the Donna Troy, the Wonder Woman of Earth 3, with her lack of compassion and empathy, basically is here to save the day. And I just love the banter between the Crime Syndicate. Ultraman thinks he's the shit, comes off very Homelander. He thinks he was responsible for winning. So it was just a fun, interesting story with kooky alternate versions of characters that we know and love. All right, on to Suicide Squad issue 3. This is by Thompson, Pacinka, Ferreira, and Mialo. And I am really loving this Suicide Squad series so far, man. Super fun. You have Peacemaker in here, and every time I see him, I can only think of John Cena now. Amanda Waller, she is such a hard ass. I don't know if she's always like this. She seems to be, but even more so in this issue. There's something going on with the Superboy, Connor Kent. They don't trust him. And they're sent on this mission to try to intercept and take down Bolt from Teen Titans Academy. This ties in heavily with Teen Titans Academy, even like the last page says, you know, continue Teen Titans Academy issue 3 to see what happens, and ties in with the antagonist from that series. So you kind of want to read this if you're reading Teen Titans Academy. How many times did I just say Teen Titans Academy? All right, guys, moving on to Swamp Thing. This is issue 3 of 10 by Ron V, Mike Perkins, and Mike Spicer. And I gotta make a little retraction or correction from last week with Better Ray Bill issue 3. I said Mike Spicer was the artist, but I guess he's just the colorist, so I made a mistake there. And now I'm rethinking, man, should I have given Swamp Thing pick of the week? This was an excellent issue. I think Ron V is definitely drawing inspiration from Alan Moore, and it shows, and it's working. Our main character, the new Swamp Thing, I had his name memorized, now I forgot it. This is the first time he kind of turns into Swamp Thing, not in a dreamscape, and he enters into the green and pulls his girlfriend in with him, who's given him like an MRI to figure out what's going on with him. And in true like Alan Moore fashion, we're getting like all these brain scan MRIs, and they're slowly changing into plants. It's just really cool. We run into a couple of versions of not Poison Ivy, but Ivy in the green, so that was pretty interesting. And this other character, I'm drawing a blank on his name. He seems to be another, what do you call it, ethereal avatar type of creature. And we get a surprise cameo from somebody who I'm not going to spoil, but I thought it was really well done, and I'm really enjoying the series. And then moving over to Batman, like I mentioned earlier, this is issue 108 by James Tynion, Jimenez, and Mori. Also has a backup Ghostmaker story, which was pointless and it sucked. So let's not even talk about Ghostmaker, but we'll talk about Batman with Meet Miracle Molly. I saw the cover, the title. I thought, is this like a Punchline ripoff? This is going to be whack. It was a great issue. Like, this character is so much deeper than what it seems like just by first glance at the cover here. But we pick up where we left off in last issue, Bruce Wayne going undercover to try to infiltrate the Unsanity collection or crew or resistance or whatever you want to call them. And it's kind of funny because he gets made right away. And this Miracle Molly, she's like a rebel type character, but I really like the banter between her and Bruce, and kind of how she figures out who he is. I thought it was a really nice issue, and it kind of is foreshadowing what happened in Future State with the Magistrate, with Peacemaker 01. We get the origin of the person who becomes Peacemaker, which is really interesting. So I think it's cool how Future State has shown us what the future is, and now Infinite Frontier is getting us caught up onto how we got there. I definitely would love to see something post-Future State, like what happens after that. But I guess we're just going to have to read and find out. Great artwork, as usual, from Jimenez, and an overall great issue. I was considering this for Pick of the Week as well. All right, then moving on to Marvel, we have Iron Fist, The Heart of the Dragon, issue 5 by Hama, Watcher, and Menon. Yeah, I'm digging this issue. It's a fun kind of series. It's left off where we have a character that we just had from Falcon and Winter Soldier, Okoye, is that how you say it? With the, I can't remember the squad of warriors from Wakanda. I don't even want to butcher the name. But anyway, why is she doing the things that she did? Why is she coming off as a villain and cutting out dragon hearts and basically sucking up all of the power? We find out here, and you have a little bit of a battle between the ninja zombies, but basically just progressing the story forward, and we're figuring out what the heroes have to do with guarding these dragons from heaven. So it's just a fun type of action, fast-paced story. All right, then we have the X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing issue 1. This is by Orlando Brocardo and Guru EFX, picking up where we left off from the Amazing Spider-Man one-shot last week. Man, I was confused as hell as to what was going on here. Like, who is this main character that we were even introduced to? This female character out of nowhere. I feel like she didn't show up in any of the other issues, and you're kind of in the green, in the mindscape of Man-Thing again. And then when they introduce the Avengers, it just seems super like off-putting, and the art style is very like cartoonish, and it doesn't really match with the vibe or the tone of the story. I don't know. This one really kind of left me disappointed, and I was really lost for this issue, to be honest. All right, moving on over to Hellions issue 11 by Wells, Segovia, and Curel. I really like this cover, but it doesn't really play out like that too much. I kind of forgot where we even were with Hellions, but apparently Arcade has them in Murder World and has the individuals from the Hellions in their own personal nightmares. I don't really remember Psylocke's nightmare, but she's kind of the one who breaks everyone out here. I guess, spoiler alert, you're not missing anything. This kind of, I don't know, it's not really going anywhere. It ends this arc. Sinister's plan was super confusing, and he even says it in the book. Like, he even explains, oh, my plan was simple, and gives us a whole page of exposition just to be like, you know, I guess that is pretty confusing. Like, what was the point of all this? I have no idea. Artwork was okay, though. Kind of glad that we're done. I'd never enjoyed any Arcade stories from X-Men, so maybe that's why I was just turned off by it, but hopefully the next arc's a little bit better. All right, then we're moving on to the Immortal Hulk, issue 46. This is by Al Ewing. He's joined by Bennett, Jose, Barbo, and Mounts. Alex Ross cover. Almost gave this one Pick of the Week, too, because honestly, there wasn't really a lot of like strong, obvious choices for Pick of the Week. The next one we'll talk about obviously next, which is the pick. This one was okay. I like seeing Joe Fixit take the reins as the Hulk. It's kind of like a gray Hulk mixed with Devil Hulk. He's finally bulked up. He's not that frail Hulk that we've had for the last 30 issues or so. So that was fun. It's fun to see him go back to the bar and try to get drunk, and he can't really get drunk as Hulk. But what I think is super goofy and whack is that Elizabeth Ross as that big bird, red Hulk feathered creature. I just think it's so stupid and, I don't know, kind of goofy, but pretty cool fight between Hulk and I guess the new Alpha Flight, whoever these kind of like elemental people are. But overall, it was a pretty fun issue. Just can't stand that Elizabeth Ross. All right, guys, and for the pick of the week, this is the Heroes Reborn, issue 1 by Jason Aaron. And not that it was a great issue. I mean, you had artwork by Ed McGuinness, which was great, Mark Morales, Matthew Wilson. But it was the most interesting. It's the book that I had the most fun with this week. It's focused around Blade. He's in this world where the Avengers never became the Avengers. Now, when you think Heroes Reborn, I was thinking it was the 90s storyline, right? The aftermath of Onslaught left the death of the Avengers, and then the Avengers were in this new kind of universe. But in this story, it's this universe where there were never any Avengers. And what I liked about this is like a lot of character splicing, and you've seen artwork of this teased probably last year, man, where Doctor Doom is also Juggernaut, Red Skull is also Venom, Scarlet Witch is also Quicksilver, and things of that nature. So it was pretty fun. Blade's trying to figure out how the hell he got in this world. Why aren't there any Avengers? What's going on here? He's trying to like holler at people in the street. Hey man, you know where Captain America's at? And the people are like, who? Or stuff like that. So I don't know, I thought it was fun. It had some stuff I didn't really like about it, but overall, like I said, just the most exciting book for me, the most interesting. So that's why I gave it the pick of the week. But let me know what your pick of the week was in the comments down below. Make sure, like I said, that you're not only subscribed to the channel, but you hit the notification bell and the like. That's all you got to do to be entered into the giveaway for our Spider-Man premium format exclusive statue by Sideshow. Once we hit 125,000 subscribers, we're going to go live on Sunday like we always do. I'll pick a random video where I promoted the giveaway and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. If you want to support the channel in other ways, check out our partners at THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com. You can use the code GemMint to save $10 off their $30 mystery box, and Street Level Hero at SLHLA.com, where that same code will save you 10% off any item on the store and anytime you shop. Don't go anywhere. Check out my last week's new comic book day reviews if you missed them, and stay minty fresh. Peace.